60 days ago, I looked like this. Now today, I have visible abs and I feel fantastic. I did all this without no crash diets or fad diets, really no ab workouts, and no intense cardio. It's all with a proven system that I'm gonna give to you and explain to you what I ate, how I trained, and how I did this transformation so you can do the same. But before I get into the proven system, I wanna go over some of the mistakes that a lot of people make along the way. Number one, people think they can target belly fat. You can't do this. Every person is gonna lose fat at a different area faster. So I know myself, my back will shred up a lot faster. My stomach and abs are gonna be one of the later visible things. So the key is just to focus on being in a calorie deficit. You're gonna lose the weight over time, and slowly you're gonna see those abs start to develop. It may be sooner than later, or it may come later down the road. You just have to be extremely patient with this process. Number two, people think cardio is the key. While cardio may help, it's not the real key to losing weight. See, if you do all this cardio, an hour on the stair climber or an hour on the treadmill, but you're still not losing weight, it's because your diet is out of whack. Diet is gonna be the key here. You need to be in a calorie deficit to truly lose that weight effectively. The cardio will come later on, but you don't wanna kill yourself doing the cardio. And the last thing a lot of people see mess up along their way is becoming too strict with their diet. While it is important to eat clean foods, I like to do 15 to 20%, a little cheatier meals. Like, I'm not the one to go get like a fat pizza or fried chicken or anything, but where I like to cheat a little bit is donuts. Donuts are my thing. They're probably one of my favorite foods. So every Friday, me and Emmeline will go get donuts, and I don't have a problem because I hop right back on track. And another thing is, if I know that I'm gonna have donuts that day or another cheatier meal, I'll cut back my calories to leave room for those donuts that I know that I'll have later in the day. So guys, it's not that serious. You still wanna stay dialed in, but still have your fun. Don't restrict yourself so much to where you become miserable along the way. At the end of the day, calories in and calories out is the key. If you eat 2,300 calories and that's what you need to hit in order to lose weight, it doesn't matter the foods that you eat as long as you hit the 2,300 calories. But at the same time, you do want a majority of those to stay nutrient-dense foods. All right, let's get into what I actually did diet-wise, because this is where the magic happens. Number one, this is what I like to do at the very beginning. You should do this before you start anything. Figure out your calorie intake. So what I like to do is, this is a formula. I like to take my body weight times 14 to 16. 14 being less active, 16 being very active, and 15 being moderately active. So I did 15, so I took 205 pounds times 15. I got that number. Once you get that number, that is your maintenance level of calories. So I take that number and subtract it by 500, and that's around the ballpark that I need to start my calories at. No, it's not gonna be the exact number that you need to hit. No one knows the exact number they're supposed to hit, but this is gonna give you the best ballpark to begin at. From then on, I knew my calorie intake and I knew what calories that I needed to input into MyFitnessPal so I could start tracking my meals and start tracking my macros. Following your macros is gonna be very beneficial here, especially when you're trying to lose weight. This gives you a good idea of how many calories you're taking in, because most people are actually under eating at the end of the day. So get yourself a food scale. This is gonna be really key. It's not that hard. Everybody thinks it's rocket science when it's very simple. The food scale is gonna be there to weigh your meals, weigh your proteins, so then you can input it into MyFitnessPal. Trust me, you're gonna see results way faster this way than if you're just eyeballing your meals. The next thing I like to do is prepare my meals. This sets you up for success during the week. So on Sundays, I like to prepare my meals until about Wednesday. If I do it past that, the meals start to get a little bland. So I'll prepare them until Wednesday, and then Wednesday, I'll find another quick window where I can prepare meals leading into the weekend. So I would prepare my meats, eat a lot of red meat, so bison, lean ground beef, and then I would incorporate chicken at some points, and then I would incorporate steak at some points as well. At the end of the day, the proteins really don't matter. It's whatever works best for you. I know that my body works well with red meats, so that's why I prepare for myself during the week. It gets me feeling good, keeps my energy high, and doesn't weigh me down during the day. So I prepare the meals. I would prepare a nice meat, a nice carb source, and maybe some vegetables as well. Another trick is you can go in and prepare those meals for the week and input them into MyFitnessPal so you know exactly what to eat without thinking about it and already know that you're gonna hit your macros. Focus on high protein meals. Another hack that I like to do is focus on a high protein breakfast. This sets you up for success during the day, because if you don't, then you're gonna be playing catch up with protein later in the day, and no one likes to eat 10 ounces of chicken at 10 at night. So I would eat high protein pancakes in the morning or some high protein meal. It's only gonna make the day go by easier, and that meal is gonna give you more energy to sustain you throughout the day. Grocery store tips. When you go into the grocery store, focus on staying on the perimeter of the store. That's where a majority of your healthy items are gonna be in your whole foods. In the middle, that's where it gets dangerous. If you need to go down the so-called candy aisle to get a pack of gum, get someone else to go for you, or just don't look at the candy because there's so many temptations. Or if you get on the cereal aisle or chip aisle, you're most likely gonna get something that you don't need. So staying on the outsides is gonna set you up for success. With your nutrition, fats and carbs are important, but the most important thing at the end of the day is hitting your protein goal. This is crucial, especially when you're losing weight. Hitting that protein goal is gonna help you maintain muscle while you strip that fat off. And if you find yourself where you're going out to eat or going to dinner, I like to focus on getting a high protein meal with a vegetable or a low carb source, because a lot of these restaurants can just get you, like, load you up on calories with certain carb sources. So I like to just get a clean vegetable and a clean meat, and you're gonna be safe that way. Don't freak out about it too much. Now on to training. So this is what a lot of people are interested in too, and they think one size fits all when that's not the case. I didn't do endless ab workouts or kill myself. I focused on 4 to 5 days of heavy strength training while incorporating some speed work and also core work along the way. When training, I always like to train as heavy as possible while still maintaining good form and reps. So when you're cutting, you're not gonna have as much energy in the gym as if you were in a calorie surplus. So you wanna try to train as heavy as you can to maintain that muscle and actually even continue to build muscle along the way. So I still like to focus on compound movements like presses, bench press, squats, and even deadlifts if that works for you, but I'm not a big deadlift guy. So I would focus 4 to 5 days of heavy lifting, and then I would take a rest break on Sundays, just do active recovery or something, just kind of chill out on Sundays to recover. And then a couple days during the week, I would also like to do speed work or core work. Core work meaning like landmine presses, ab rollouts, hanging leg raises, or any other agility type athletic work. As far as cardio work, I didn't do a ton of cardio to where it killed me. You don't want to start with a bunch of cardio at the beginning of your cut, because your body is going to get accustomed to that level of cardio. So if you start out with an hour of stair climbing right when you start cutting, your body is going to get used to that and you're going to keep having to increase it. So I recommend taking cardio slow. And along this journey, I found that my body actually worked better with doing things like metcons. So at the end of my workout, I would do a metcon, which is basically a circuit of items where you go as quick as possible and then take a break. So whether that be kettlebell swings, sled pushes, hanging leg raises, ski erg, you can basically do a circuit of events, do it as quickly as possible, and then take a rest break. It's gonna get your heart rate up, you're gonna burn calories and actually burn a sweat and have fun along the way. So do the cardio that works best for you. I just am not a fan of doing long cardio sessions on the stair climber or treadmill. Other than metcons, I would like to keep my steps at least 10,000 steps a day. So in the mornings, maybe go for a run or just take a walk outside. Not only is this gonna be good for your mental health, but the steps are gonna keep you moving and keep you active to keep those calories burning through the day. Moving on to recovery. This is very crucial and a lot of people disregard this step. So I take the Sunday for my rest day and sometimes Saturdays, but most likely I'm gonna train on Saturdays too, just because I'm a psychopath and I love training. But Sundays, I definitely take a rest day. But through the week, I'm doing things like sauna, cold plunge, mobility work. You wanna incorporate these things because they're gonna be good for your recovery. But the major key is adequate sleep. I cannot stress this enough. Sleep is the most important thing that you can do. While most people think training and pushing weights is the most important, while this is very important, the sleep is actually more important than the training. You need to be getting at least 7 hours a night, but you really need to be hitting 8. I go to bed around 9 o'clock and wake up about 4:30, so I'm getting about 7 to 7.5. I really should be getting 8, but I do feel good when I wake up. I feel recovered, rejuvenated, and feel like I'm ready to attack the day and I'm not groggy. If you're not getting a lot of sleep, not only are you gonna be groggy the next day, but you're not gonna be fully recovered. Your muscles aren't gonna be fully recovered. So when you go into training, you're not gonna have as much energy and you're gonna be sore and just not have an efficient lift like you would if you did get enough sleep. Lack of sleep not only affects your focus and your recovery for the gym, but it also affects your hormones regarding your test levels and also makes fat loss harder. A study indicated that even a week of sleeping less than 5 hours had a 10 to 15% decrease in men's testosterone, and I think it can even go higher than that. So here's your 60-day action plan going forward. Number 1, track your food and eat in a small calorie deficit and decrease that over time. Number 2, strength train at least 4 to 5 times a week and stick to a program for at least 12 weeks. Number 3, do cardio in moderation. Number 4, focus on recovery and get at least 7 hours of sleep per night. Number 5, and this is where people disregard the most, but it's the most important, is be consistent and be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day. You're gonna see small wins over time, but the compound effect turns these into a big win at the end of the day. If this video helped you at all, leave it a like and subscribe for more content like this, and also comment down below what you struggle with the most when losing weight and trying to get abs.